I'm interrupting your everyday life for an emergency broadcast. We have a new palette from Cosmic Beauty. I just got this one in the mail. It's called Angelica. How very kind. No, it's called Angelic, but my name is actually this, but just with an A. This is how I spell it as well. So I think that's really fun. Actually, I got this one and I sent it to the owner. I'm like, oh, to me? A palette named me? That's so so kind. How kind of you. Pretty sure that this one is releasing on the 30th of January. Wait, should I double check? I mean, I could if I'm not lazy, but ugh, effort. First, look at our new cute little 12 shade palette, Angelic, coming 30th of January. Yes, so 30th of January, you can use my discount code Angelica with Cosmic Beauty and you will get 10% off. It works on this one and all the other things they have on the website. They did have, should we look at the inside? Oh, this is a very cute, I feel like this is a great coming into spring palette. They did have one of these palettes, like a smaller palette like this before. I think that one was $34. I'll pop up a picture here. I still have it on the website. I do even think that that one is a little bit discounted. So I'm guessing this will be around the same cost maybe? I'm not 100% sure, but I love Cosmic Beauty's quality. My favorite palette of last year was actually a Cosmic Beauty palette, so very excited to get into this. And even though I'm really loving these shades here, I've done so many pink looks as of late because there's been a lot of like Valentine's palettes that are coming out. I'm soon gonna have, probably next week, I'm gonna have a video with like 6 indie palettes, 6 looks, and I am actually doing another look with my palette from Cinch Beauty there as well, which is my own beauty brand. And I'm not doing a pink look, I'm doing a blue look because a bunch of you wanted to see that, so that's going to be in that video. But I'm still filming 2 more looks for that, so I thought I'd sit down and do a video on this. Cosmic Beauty is, like I said, one of my absolute favorite brands. So I'm really, really excited to be just jumping in and doing a look, showing you some swatches, letting you know how I feel about this one. I actually don't have any blush on. I'm going to be using the Natasha Denona New Blush, but I'm actually going to be filming a little reel doing that. So I'll put that one on, I'll zoom in, and let's do a look. I want to do a blue turquoise thingamabob. Okay, so I'm thinking this one and this one in the outer corner, and then I'm gonna work my way into these in the middle. Oh my god, I don't know what Ricardo is doing downstairs, but it's pretty loud. So I'm doing Everlasting, and I'm gonna be putting that. Okay, so this is a very, very dark teal. I honestly think that this one will probably work with quite a few of the different shades. Ricardo is actually home today because we've had some winter weather here in Austin, and a lot of people in Texas, for obvious reasons, I mean, they very rarely have ice. There's a lot of ice on the roads, so usually the workplaces just close down so that people don't have to be on the roads when it's icy. Of course, as a Swede, we are very, very, we know how to drive in snow, so for us it's not dangerous. But of course it is dangerous when other people don't know how to drive in snow. So Ricardo's workplace closed down today, and he has been home, working from home. So it's been nice having him here at home, because usually, of course, he's at his workplace in the office. But today he's here with me. Okay, so this is how I'm gonna leave it. And I'm gonna go in, oh, you can see this is still the sample that I use. This is the EO4 by Cinch, and I'm gonna be using Elegant, which is the more, you can see, like a turquoise matte. And I am gonna be buffing that on the edge. And this is one of those that, like, it's worse before it gets better. So everybody calm down, but we are gonna put this out here. And then I'm gonna go in back with the dark shade and blend on top. Okay, so this is like a Forget Me Not. It's called Transcend. I think I'm gonna put that next to it. And then I'm gonna put the pastel blue, which is called Blessed, next to it. I'm really liking how pigmented these light shades are. You know, I love a really pigmented light matte. It's my bread and butter. Okay, so this is Blessed. Ooh, That's really cute. And we're gonna put that in here. I mean, I'm not making a very subtle look. No, nobody can accuse me for that, but like, it is very fun. So I'm gonna do Ethereal, which is the turquoise, and then I think I'm gonna do this one that seems to be almost like a little purpley pink. And I think that that will be really cool. So I'm gonna start with the turquoise. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna spray it because I don't want fallout and I want to be precise. I feel like I'm doing a very typical me look. Ooh. I'm gonna use a little bit of that dark shadow and I'm just gonna put a little bit on the edge. Okay, so this is the light shade Angelic. And I think this will go really well with the pastel. This one has a little bit more of flakiness to it. I'm doing it a little bit into the crease, like a little bit of a crescent moon. Oh, that's really pretty. I'm gonna do a little bit more of the pastel blue Blessed. And get rid of a little bit of the fallout. It's very dramatic. Very dramatic. I'm filming this on a Monday and I'm like, dang. It's very dramatic for a Monday. So I'm doing a little bit of the same mattes under my eyes. Let me do the pastel blue too, and I'll do that in the inner corner as well. I think that will be it. I feel like it's a good opportunity to do a little bit of prints as well. You know, I love any excuse to be using prints. It is my favorite eyeliner of life. It's one of the ones from Colourpop. If you have never seen me use it, maybe you're new here. Maybe you're new here. And if you are, welcome. Welcome. We love to play with colorful makeup up in this place. And my absolute favorite eyeliner, and has been for almost a decade, is the Colourpop Prints. I even have still the old version here. It looked like this before it got a little bit of a remake. So I think I'm gonna do this one. And yeah, I think that's the finished look. I really like the turquoise because turquoise is of course a mix between a green and a blue, and it's making it more like a warm blue or a cool tone green depending on how you see it. But it's like a warm going to a cool, but still in the same family, and I'm loving that together with the cool cheeks. I actually think this is looking really cute. So let me put on some mascara and a half lash, and we can have some final thoughts. Oh, it's really light out today. It's making my room look even lighter, but at least the sun is shining, which is really nice. So this is the finished look, and I love a good blue eye look. So I am, of course, very excited about that. There are as well, I was looking through this while I was waiting for my lashes to just dry down. There are some options here where you can just do a neutral peachy thing, and you can also use these two together, or you can even use this one together with this more like almost periwinkle shade. It's like a little bit more on the blue side than the purple side, but there are a lot of different options here where you could go to get it to be brighter. I mean, I feel that this is probably as bright as you can go with just the blues and the turquoises, but you could go a little bit more subtle, or you can mix and match together, of course. But I really enjoyed that I did the full blue look. Remember, you can always check out my playlist with Cosmic Beauty. I'll try and remember to leave that down below because I have videos with each and every palette that they have in stock. So if you're interested in any more palettes, don't forget to check my playlist because I definitely have videos with each and every palette. So let me know what you think about this one. Do you like that they're doing smaller palettes still, or would you like them to prefer to do the same palette size all the time? I personally like when brands experiment with different sizes of palettes, because I've said this before, I think that every color story needs the exact amount of shades. Sometimes a color story needs more shades, sometimes a color story needs less shades, and I think it's a smart idea to mix it up a little bit depending on what kind of idea or what kind of color story you're trying to convey with your brand. So let me know your thoughts down below. I'll leave the info about my code and when this one is launching down in the description box, and I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you soon in a new video.